Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reely Movies. I'm your host, Harrison Scullin, and today I'll be discussing He Who Gets Slapped from 1924. And so, with that, let's get into the synopsis. Okay, so here's the synopsis from the criticalist description. After a baron steals his scientific discoveries, runs away with his wife, and slaps him in public, a man played by Lon Chaney joins a Parisian circus sideshow as a clown whose act consists of being slapped repeatedly and becomes infatuated with a showgirl colleague whose father intends to marry off to the baron. All right, and so now let me tell you my thoughts on the plot. So the plot, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a really good plot. This film is more of a tragedy, not really a comedy. It's almost a bit like Pagliacci. It ends up kind of being as tragic as that. Even with these funny clowns and whatnot, and um, I don't know if I really love the ending though. But like I said, it does remind me a lot of Pagliacci in that he acts out, he ends up killing people by the end. Um, and honestly, when he starts to lose it, Lon Chaney's character starts to lose it and enacts revenge. It may have been the only way this all could have ended with him dying too. So, yeah, it was pretty tragic. It is definitely not a comedy. Um, don't go into it thinking it is. And I mean, I guess I kind of like the ending. How else would you end it, right? But I don't know. It was just tragic all around. So that's why I gave it a 4 out of 5. All right. In regards to the acting, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really good. Lon Chaney was great, pictured on the right there. Norma Shearer was great. She's there on the left. And then John Gilbert, he's not really in the film, but he was good in the scenes he's in with her. I think they all play their roles really, really well. I just wanted to see more of Shearer and Gilbert. Now, the film itself is only like an hour and 10 minutes, so that could be just due to how short the film is. We don't get really a whole lot of time to be established with these characters. Like, in one scene, Lon Chaney's a scientist, and then his discoveries are stolen and whatnot, and then he decides to become a clown. But maybe he was already crazy from the beginning. He just slowly got even more so by the end. It's just interesting. But all around, great cast. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5. All right, in regards to directing, so this is Victor Holstrom. I think that's how you pronounce it in his native Swedish. In this film, he's credited as Sjostrom. That's the more anglicized name of it. I thought he did a fantastic job. I gave him a 5 out of 5. He was able to take something that, especially at that time, was probably seen more as a more happy thing like the circus and clowns and whatnot. And I guess Pagliacci was out a little bit earlier before this, but that seems to be kind of the exception, not the rule. So it's pretty interesting that he took a concept of clowns and made it a tragedy. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know if it was based on a book or anything, but he did a great job here. Especially with Lon Chaney's acting, we really got a sense of him feeling distraught and him feeling like his whole legacy was tarnished and then just goes crazy by the end. I do wonder if the Joker is kind of based off of this character a bit too. But anyway, yeah, 5 out of 5 for the directing. I think Victor did a great job here. All right, in regards to cinematography and special effects, 4 out of 5. I thought there's some amazing camera work and visuals, especially at the circus. It looked really, really cool. And there's like these little intersliced sequences of a clown and a globe kind of cut in between. It's almost like a chapter heading. I thought that was really interesting, really cool. And there's one visual that's really, really cool. I think near halfway through the film, where there's a circle of clowns around a globe, and then the globe fades out, and then this circle of clowns are around the circus ring. And it just matched up really, really well. I was very impressed with it, especially for a film being made in 1924. It looked incredible. And yeah, I thought a lot of those visuals were really cool. The costumes are very interesting. And Lon Chaney, of course, is perfect with his makeup and his look and whatnot. He really was a man of 1,000 faces. Even in this film, when we first see him, he's got like a goatee and whatnot. And when he's in the clown makeup, though, he doesn't have that anymore. It's pretty interesting how he was able to disguise himself so well. Yeah, 4 out of 5, really good cinematography. But nothing like super spectacular that would wow me. But I was just impressed, though, that some of these visual effects were done in 1924. So, yeah, 4 out of 5. Okay, when it comes to music, so the version I saw was the Turner Classic Movies version. So it might have been the original score. They usually try to do that on that channel. It's hard to tell, though, but I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 just for that reason. It's just so hard to find films with their original score, especially from the silent era. What was there did work for it, so I imagine it was, but I do want to see if on the Flickr alley if it has a new score or the one from the original theatrical run, excuse me. But yeah, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Okay, so overall, that brings my score to a 4.2 out of 5, which I'm rounding to a 4 out of 5, and that makes it an 84% on Criticalist. So now let me break down my Criticalist score. Graphic language, none. Violence, there's a lion that kills 2 men. We see a bit of blood. It's very, very brief, though. Character is stabbed and has some blood on his hand, and I was mentioning that a bit earlier with his death. There's a nudity, sexual content, just kissing, but it's like one scene of a light peck. It's very, very, very tame. Political bias, none. Family friendly, yes. Although I think a lot of kids might be frightened of the clowns. It seems today when it comes to clowns, everybody has a more horror film depiction of them and whatnot. And so I think kids might be scared of those. All right, entertainment value. So I thought it was entertaining. It's a very dramatic, very tragic film. I don't know if it's one I will watch all the time, though, just for that reason. I don't always love to watch tragedies. You almost feel sorry for him by the end, but not completely, because he has lost his mind and he has become a murderer. We still feel for him, He had his work stolen, he had his wife stolen, and now this new lover he has is basically stolen from him too, and he's laughed and ridiculed, and so it's honestly an early version of the movie Falling Down. Pretty crazy. But yeah, it's definitely more of a tragedy. It's not one I don't think I would be able to watch all the time. But nonetheless, it was definitely entertaining. So overall, would I recommend this movie? Yes, I would. I think Lon Chaney is the best of the whole film. He's the best acting, his character and whatnot, most interesting. So for that alone, it's worth watching it. And I'm certain that the Joker was based off of some of his character attributes, and as well as that of Pagliacci and whatnot. I recommend, just as a side note, I recommend if you haven't seen Pagliacci, I recommend seeing the one with Pavarotti. It's really good. But yeah, I thought Lon Chaney was great. If you do want something with even more of his acting chops and more of his makeup work and whatnot, definitely check out The Phantom of the Opera as well from 1925. That's probably his best film, in my opinion. But this one's up there with it. All right. Well, those are my thoughts overall on He Who Gets Slapped from 1924, and that concludes today's movie review.